we're gonna get our little acceleration here with the 60. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing the all-new 2023 Volvo XC60. First and foremost, though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Volvo here in downtown Salt Lake for giving me some time with this XC60. I'm going to include a link to their inventory in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. If you have any questions whatsoever, just make sure to ask for Mark. He has like knowledge on literally everything when it comes to Volvo and just cars in general. And so yeah, definitely ask for Mark. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbocharged and E-charged 2-liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 21 around town and then 27 on the highway, with power outputs being 295 horsepower at 5,400 RPMs and then 310 pound-feet of torque at only 2,100 RPMs. This also has a 48-volt mild hybrid system with regen braking, believe it or not, that adds an additional 13 horsepower boost. Now let's go over the front end of the XC60, and this has what's called the bright theme, so that's why you have all of the chrome on the front end. But first off, I've always been a fan of this design detail in Volvos. I think it looks pretty cool. We've got the Thor's Hammer LED daytime running light with the LED headlamp as well. And then you guys can see here with the chrome accent down below, parking sensors integrated onto the front end. Volvo logo with a camera there just below, well, the Volvo in the Volvo logo. And other than that, there's the front. Coming around the side here, our Tron wheel setup is 255/40/21 in the front and over in the rear as well. And then you guys can see the design on the wheels. You got the silver on the top, and then you got like the black metallic paint below that. And so it creates some pretty cool contrast with the wheel itself. And what's pretty interesting here is it almost looks like it would have a fender flare, but the fender is just flared out. So it's not technically a fender flare. I guess this little plastic part is technically a fender flare in a sense. Anyways, we've got chrome trim around the windows there, and then more down below here at the bottom. And there's your full side view. So here's our key fob. We have our unlock function or lock function, then the opening here for the hatch, and then Volvo logo there on the front of the key fob. So we'll just hold this down and it'll pop it right open. Now, popping inside here, we've got this cargo cover here in the rear. And then you can see the 12 volts down below, if it'll focus on it. And then we've got this nice floor covering down below. And then underneath, we've got the spare tire as well. And other than that, it's pretty normal trunk area. So when you're all done, just press that and boom. Now let's finish things up with the rest of the rear. We have the signature Volvo taillights, which, yeah, you either love them or you hate them, I feel like. But I think overall they look pretty cool. And then you got the XC60 logo, Volvo here on the back, and then you got the B6 all-wheel drive badge, just to let you know what powertrain. And then you guys can see it's got the whole kick feature for the hatch, so you don't have to open it up with the key fob or, you know, the little popper on the back. So if your hands are full or something, which is a nice feature, that's the back. Now here is our rear door panel. I love the look of the handle here in the back. And then you got the nice leather trim down below where you're gonna rest your arm. And then we're actually gonna pop over to this seat so you guys can see it a little bit better. Sorry if the camera freaks out a little bit, but got these nice leather seats here in the back, and we'll actually pop in here. So there's your leg room. There's our headroom. You guys gonna have to look at my ugly face again. But anyways, got little netting there. Heated seats for the back. We got our own climate controls here for the back as well. Some vents in the center. And then we have our nice armrest slash cup holder setup because it pops out. Kind of interesting. But let's head to the front. So here's the front door panel. You can see we've got some padding here if you want to rest your arm at the very top, but then also got this nice leather trim down below in the armrest area. All of our window controls here with our mirror adjustments, and then here's a quick look at the mirrors themselves. Memory seat function right there, and then another one of those cool handles. And then here's the front seat. Oops, sorry about my shadow there. But you can see the only difference between this and the rear seats is slightly bigger bolsters and then perforated leather here for the front seats, whereas the rear seats, there's no perforations in the leather. And then power adjustments here on the side. And there's the pedal layout down below. We got this to open up the hatch, and then you got really nice wood trim here and then leather trim at the top. And let's pop in. Here's the steering wheel for the XC60. Really nice leather trim all around, and then you guys can see the darker stitching there in the center portion. And then we've got practical stuff like our voice command control. We've got some controls for like the radio, cruise control there on the other side. It does have adaptive cruise control. Turn signal, light stock, windshield wiper stocking, all the normal stuff, and there's the steering wheel. So here's our center gauge cluster. As you can see, we've got the nav screen there in the center, and if you don't want it, you can just press the little pages button and it'll get rid of it, which is pretty cool. But I love the simplistic design. Like, I can see the RPMs, I can see the speed, and again, it's just super straightforward. And then also fuel range, like they make it easy. So sorry about the glare on the screen, but anyways, popping it into reverse, we do have a backup camera, which trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel, and you have that 360 button. Then if you press that, it'll let you change the camera viewpoint to other angles on the car, because it does have a full 360 camera, which is a nice feature. Going to the rest of the infotainment system, I love how there's shortcut buttons here for the climate stuff at the bottom. So like I have like a shortcut button there to the heated cooled seats, heated steering wheel for the driver, and so it just makes it really easy to use. And then as for the rest of the infotainment screen, it's really easy to use. Like you just press the little, again, shortcut buttons here at the bottom, and you can go through the different tabs. Notice it does have Apple CarPlay. This does have Google integration, so that's why we have the Google Maps here in the center. And then on this other screen, if you press the driving tab, this is where you actually can pop into the off-road mode. That's the only driving mode available for this, other than not off-road mode, which is your normal driving mode. But there's the screen. Really nice leather trim all over the dash, and this one has Harman Kardon sound system, by the way. And then I love the leather here, and then the wood trim as well. It's got this really nice grainy feel to it. Analog controls here for the radio setup, and then we got some more nice wood trim here that just, I guess, covers that little panel. Crystal shifter here in the center. And then we have our engine stop start, and then you can see another little wood trim piece there. Parking brake, and then we got our auto stop, or sorry, auto hold rather. And then there's the center console. Nice leather trim here. And does this have the glove box button? No. So it has like a blank switch here because it has a traditional glove box. Interesting. Interesting. But popping up top, we do have a lighter colored headliner, and then we have a panoramic sunroof. Control for the sunroof is just a little slidey thing. So it's kind of interesting that you just like slide your finger on that, but welcome to the future. So here's our window sticker for this XC60, and you guys can see this is the ultimate package. So I was actually talking to Mark about the new packages for 23, and he said that they made everything super simple. So you have like a core, which is a base package, a plus, which is your middle of the line package, and then the ultimate, which is fully loaded. And you guys can see everything that comes standard here with this ultimate package, and it actually shows you the features right here. Base MSRP $59,050. This has a few other options added to it. Total MSRP on this one is $63,685. And let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility of the hood, and you guys can hopefully see the heads-up display. Both of the mirrors. And then throughout the rest of the rear. And let's set off. Oh, setting off in the XC60, and I'm driving this back-to-back with the XC90 actually, so I'll be able to tell you the difference in terms of the driving dynamics with both of them. First off, I can tell you this doesn't feel nearly as smooth. One thing that I do need to say though is the XC90 that I drove did have the four-corner air suspension, which does change things up quite substantially from a driving perspective. But this is still a very smooth, comfortable SUV, so like, don't think that it's not comfortable. Just not as comfortable as an XC90 with air suspension, which you'd hope that would be the case, right? Seat comfort's really good. Volvo's just amazing at building seats. Like, they're comfortable, supportive at the same time, and you can just put miles and miles on these seats, and just does a great job. I know it's a weird way to say it, but just trust me, it makes sense if you don't think about it. Now, some other stuff here. It's a lot smaller than the 90. Well, not a lot, but a bit smaller than the 90, and so maneuverability is quite a bit better. It has like this lighter weight, zippier feel compared to the XC90, which I appreciate. Really like the interior on this too. And again, this is the ultimate package, so it's the loaded up, you know, bad boy top of line. This is cool with the speaker for the Harman Kardon sound system. There's a lot of cool design details. So yeah, they've just done a really good job with their new interiors. It still feels like modern luxury, but then I don't know, it has this unique feel to it as well, which I'm all about. So we're gonna get our little acceleration here with the 60. That's pretty fun. It has this kind of like boosty feel, but something that's cool about the fact that, again, this has that mild hybrid system is you don't get the same level of like turbo lag that you get in a lot of turbocharged vehicles. It feels a lot more linear with the power. It feels just punchier overall. It's just solid from an acceleration perspective. People in downtown Salt Lake only like half know what they're doing. Yeah, and there's a little bit of turbo blow-off noise too, which is kind of fun. But let's sum things up here with the XC60 Ultimate. So first off, I really like the new naming system. That works a lot better than the prior naming system because it's just Core plus Ultimate. Like it's very intuitive. Interior, you guys know I'm already a big fan. Exterior styling, I do prefer like the 90 now because I don't know, I just like the proportions of that. I think the 60 is still really good looking, but I prefer the proportions on the 90. And then from a driving experience perspective, it's really comfortable. Man, that's quick. And you know what, the price that this is at, I feel like you're getting a really good value with everything that this has from a safety tech perspective, luxury perspective, comfort perspective, everything. So let me know what you guys think about the new 60. That's gonna sum things up with our video on this XC60. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Volvo here in downtown Salt Lake for giving me some time with this XC60. Check out the Tron in the description down below. Ask for Mark if you have any questions. I'll see ya.